Hello and welcome back to the Exotic Fruits YouTube channel. Today we've got yet another episode of Team Taste Testings. This time we're going to be trying 3 different varieties of exotic pear. So the concept of this is really simple. Each member of the team is going to be given 3 different varieties of pear. We're going to try each one, see what we think of the flavour, the texture, and then rate them from our favourite to our least favourite. So let's go!
Pears. Well, these two make a great pair.
I don't really like pears. I'm just not a fan. Never been a fan of pears. I know some people do like them, and I know my nieces love pear, so I guess this is for them.
Right, the pears. The pears.
Alright, pear. Alright, let's see what I've got.
First up we have the Yar pear, also known as the Chinese white pear or crystal pear. These originated in China and nowadays are still widely cultivated in China and exported all over the world. Yar pears are often enjoyed fresh but can be used in cooking and baking. They have a distinctive crisp and juicy texture and a sweet and mildly floral flavour. Let's see what the team thinks.
This one's looking very juicy. I can see all the liquid shining in the light.
That's really crisp and juicy.
My parents still like that. I like it.
That's quite floral.
Crunchy.
This has got a good ASMR crunch to it.
I guess pears are like slightly going up in my opinion, because it's like neither of them are anything like a pear you'd get in like a supermarket. A lot more juicy, a lot less gritty.
Very juicy.
I've never been massive on pears, but I would eat that. I would eat the whole thing.
I think I'll eat things straight out of the fridge. Nice and chilled.
Almost less pear-like.
Yeah, sweet and juicy.
Quite watery taste.
Next up we have the Nashi pear, also known as the Asian pear or the Chinese pear. This originated in China and Japan and nowadays is grown all over the world, including in Asia, the United States and in Europe. Nashi pears are often referred to as apple pears because they have a crisp apple-like texture that's also really smooth, unlike most pears. They're sweet and juicy with a hint of tartness. Let's see what the team thinks.
This one looks very dry compared to the last one. I'm not sure what I'm expecting here.
I think a bit harsh on pears. It's actually not that bad. It's like quite juicy, quite crisp, not very pear-like, so it's actually quite nice. Normally I find pears like really gritty.
Very similar, but I do prefer this one. Can't explain why.
Oh, better tasting, in my opinion.
This one's a hard one. This one's a very hard one. It's similar in taste.
Yeah.
Very.
Much sweeter, more floral,
It's super juicy. Like really juicy.
and the juiciness of it tastes better. This one's really melting in my mouth, this one.
Juicy though, and sweeter.
In fact, I've had 3 bites of it. It must be alright, because normally it'll just get a little nibble. So yeah, it's like really juicy. It's actually quite nice, like for a pear, in my opinion.
Right, next, don't chuck them, I'll eat them in a bit.
I think this one tastes more pear-like. This one's a bit more like an apple or something. And I personally just prefer apples, so that's going to be 1, that's going to be 2.
I don't know. I'll be real honest. I don't know. I can't determine. That's a tie. Straight. That's a tie. They both taste good.
That's the hard one to pick between them both. I'm going to go back for the second one and see what it's like. This one's like an appley pear, and this one's like it tastes a bit like a rose apple. It's got that slight, subtle, like floral notes, but I'd say that was probably my favourite, but only just. And they both actually surprised me.
Right, so my rating in at number 1 had to be this one, which is the Nashi. Reason being, it tasted just so much nicer. It was more juicy, it was sweet tasting, and it had that floral texture to it as well. And yeah, in at number 2 was the Ya. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of them. I know they're very popular, but yeah, it was just alright for me, quite average.
I think that one's the best one, the Nashi and the Yar. Can't say. Yeah, Nashi number 1 and the Yar number 2.